everyone's available. No game time decisions, no nothing.
Okay, Gav, start it off.
Hi, Dan. Do you obviously these games are important down the stretches. Do you have to even talk to your players about that? And do you sense like are they more amped up in practice because of it?
No, I mean we practice hard. I mean we're pretty consistent with the way we practice. No, you're on the guys a little bit more about attention to detail because you know what's at stake. But everybody knows what's at stake here. It's not like it was years ago. You can't insulate anyone from, the fact that this time of year, you've got to turn it up and you've got to perform.
Dom?
Thanks.
Yeah, Dan, you see what Marquette did the other night at North Carolina, and even in a year where there weren't a lot of non-conference games played, the Big East is 42-15 out of conference, 11-10 against power conferences. Is that how many? You've seen every team now. How many teams could you make a case for that the Big East should get in the tournament?
6. Yeah, I think there's 6 teams, and I think that have proven themselves to be NCAA caliber. I mean, we haven't been able to as a league because of the maybe the differences between how COVID has been handled. We didn't get the amount of non-conference games to fatten up our non-conference records so that we could manipulate the net a little bit. So I mean, I think that it's a heck of a league. When you look at what Marquette did the other night, they didn't just go on the road and steal one. From tip to finish, they dominated the game against, one of the better teams in the ACC that was playing for their NCAA life. You look at what Wisconsin, Marquette beating Wisconsin as well. It's obviously a strong Big Ten team. So,
Dave?
Yeah, is there, it seems like the kid Elliott is in the starting lineup the last couple of games. He didn't do a whole lot against you the first time. And just in general, is Marquette a little bit of a different team than maybe you faced them in early January?
Yeah, no, I mean, they were playing well when we played them in January. They had won at Creighton and had beaten Wisconsin at home and played a ridiculously hard non-conference schedule again. So their record is a little distorted. And then they went through a bad stretch in one of the toughest conferences in the country. So we were down 18 in that game. And they outplayed us in the first half and the first several minutes of the second half. We expect to see the team that played, that was up 18 on us and pounded North Carolina.
Any other questions, guys? Go ahead, Wayne.
Dan, you came from 18 down to win by 11. Aside from Tyler going off, what else turned that game around in your favor?
I mean, we were all over the backboard, offensive glass. We just all over the glass. We played really, really hard. We got into them defensively much better in the second half. But really, I mean, we got some really, really, we got a lot of good shots in the first half. We missed a number of layups at the front of the rim. So we started just, we made more shots. Sometimes it's just that simple.
Charlotte?
Hey, Dan. I think I asked you the last time before a game how Andre was progressing kind of to expectations. But on the flip side of that, how's Adama kind of to where you expected him to be at this point of the season and especially heading into the postseason?
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously, he's learned a lot. He's grown a lot. Tremendous experience. He's obviously given us, a tremendous low post presence and a physical guy. And we need him to just, finish the year strong. He's been leaking a little bit in ball screen defense, so we got to kind of tighten some things up there. But he's been great for us.
Gavin?
James hasn't really looked like he's missed a beat, even though he sat out all those games. What have you seen from him, and what is he more capable of doing?
Yeah, just efficiency with the dribble, Gavin. Just like efficiency in terms of getting places, with the ball. It's going to take him, it's going to take him 3, 4, 5 games to get that real rhythm back that he had. Like when we played Creighton and at home and DePaul at home. Like he was in a tremendous rhythm by that point. So I think he's getting closer. Just more efficient as a dribbler, not dribbling himself into bad situations and turning the ball over. And then obviously just more comfortable in terms of his rhythm as a shooter, which I thought from the perimeter, which I think, making that 3 late to kind of seal the Georgetown game, the top of the key 3, hopefully find his total rhythm.
And what about just the way – I'm sorry.
What's that?
I said, what about the way the team is adjusted as far as, working them back into the lineup?
I felt like it took RJ game and a half into the second half. Obviously, RJ was the reason why we won the Georgetown game there, his second half performance. But, I think that's still kind of, I hate to say a work in progress, but because we're in such a critical part of the season. But, these guys, they've got to kind of develop this rhythm and feel of how to play off each other, quickly, because we're running out of time here and running out of games, and especially because these games are so important.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you got such a good start against Georgetown after 2, 3, 4 games of not starting well. Did you do anything differently? Was it a mindset thing? Was it anything specific? And how do you kind of keep that going?
No, you always talk as a coach. Let's have a great warm up. Let's warm up better. Let's have more spirit. Hey, fellas, we got to start fast. It doesn't always play out that way. Just I guess the circumstance of the game. But I think in this one, it's important for us to start well. Marquette's coming in with so much confidence, and they're playing so loose too. It's a weird dynamic this time of year when teams that are aware of their bubble existence or playing near the bubble, when they play a team that's not necessarily in that position, where the team that isn't necessarily playing for the at-large bid is looser and playing more free. We just can't allow that to happen tomorrow. We need to attack the game, because we're trying to make the season. We're not defending our season tomorrow. We're trying to create the season that we want going into March, and we can't allow ourselves to be tight and they're loose because they're not in the at-large position.
Okay, Dave.
Yeah, Dan, just a little off topic maybe, but just, it seems like Roy Williams is kind of catching some criticism from some people for even scheduling that game the other night. As a fellow coach, can you understand that mentality of just wanting to play games and not worrying about potential ramifications and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, definitely. Especially this time of year, I think when, if you have a week, if you have a bye week or a week to 10 days off and you feel like your team is going to get out of rhythm, I definitely get that point, as a competitor. You don't want your team to kind of lose its rhythm, and they were playing so well going into that game. But again, like the Big East is, but it's a tough league. I mean, these games are hard to win, So obviously that was a dangerous game to schedule.
One more from the print media, Dom.
Yeah, Dan, just last time, if I remember, Garcia really had a big first half, and the game turned around when you started to do a more effective job against him. What was the key to kind of turning that part of that game around?
Yeah, I mean, we played. We did a much better job against their guards. To be honest with you, we pressured more. We kept them out of like the scoring area, so he was getting catches, further away than he was comfortable, like way outside the 3-point line. He wasn't getting those nice, mid-post catches that he likes, or tight to the 3-point line catches that he likes. And then we attacked him on the offensive glass too. Isaiah, just climbed all over the glass, which, I think it had an effect. When you're just living on the offensive glass, it's demoralizing for your opponent.